Howdy folks, it's Tadpole Smitty back at Tadpole Smitty's garage. If you watched my last show, it's where I put my brother put the Patterson 2-speed planetary overdrive onto the TerraTrike, and you saw where we had a problem with the pass sensor. So that show was rather long. It was over 32 minutes because I went through a lot to put it together. The Patterson went on in less than an hour, about 30 minutes. It worked perfectly. The problem was the pass sensor wouldn't work on the crankset, so I had to construct and build a idler pulley with a square drive on it to run the Promovec pass sensor, because it's unique to Promovec. It's proprietary. Anyway, I didn't have time to show you a bunch of rides, so today we're going out for a ride on the TerraTrike Charge with the newly installed Patterson 2-speed planetary drive and the new constructed idler pulley with the square drive driving the pass sensor. So with nothing better to do, let's go for a test drive. Let's get back to the mystery van. Shut this thing up. Let's go for a ride. The day before Easter, it's Saturday, and we haven't had a freeze all the month of March. My plants are coming up like crazy. I hadn't froze all March, and then it turns April, and I took a pretty good freeze this morning. There was a cold front that came in, so I probably lost a lot of little seedlings that were coming up on their own. But it's going to get warm again. It was just a little cold flash. You know, in some of my earlier rides, you used to see me drive down this road right out of my subdivision, and I quit riding out because people, even with flags flying and everything on the back of my trikes, I had some people want to run over me a couple of times, even with the bike trails. So I only ride on real bike trails that have no cars on it. I gave up riding on roads. It ain't worth it. So I just throw the trikes in the back of the mystery van or in the trailer, and jockey down to a little pull off in a parking area to go on the bike trails along the Santa Fe River Trail. I'm pretty much stuck that way now. I don't trust people. They're idiots. Just saying. I'm not ready to die yet. Being said, riding on dedicated bike trails can be dangerous because there's a lot of people going too fast, and it's not just an e-bike, guys. In fact, I would challenge anybody. There is just as many people pedaling without e-assist that are breaking the speed limits on the trails. They've been doing it for years. I lost a good friend in a bike accident way before e-bikes came out because he was going way too fast and had a head-on with a pickup. So I know everybody likes to attack e-bikes because there are crazy kids out there driving the level whatever 3 and above, going 80 miles an hour. The majority of the people I see speeding on these bike trails are naturally powered bikes, period. Okay, let's unload this bad boy. It's not that heavy, it's just awkward. All right, let's get dressed up. I feel like I'm overdressed, but it was cold this morning. Now I feel a little warm. I think I'm gonna be okay without this. Maybe not. I'm gonna do the Mr. Rogers again and switch out my shoes. If you watched my last show, you can see where we went to clip shoes, me and my brotator brother, because our feet kept flying out of the straps. Feeling pretty good. Patterson's shifting really nice. Let's go through that with no assist first. Shift the gears. I'm in direct right now. So I'm in a 28 tooth for direct, which gives me 16 forward gears instead of 8. Now I know some of those gears overlap, but it's nice on these steep. This is all uphill all the way to the Santa Fe Plaza, so it's nice to have lower speed, because right now my e-assist isn't on and this trike is heavy. I'm riding 57 pounds from the factory, and then all my tools and everything, I'm probably sitting at 60 something pounds on this trike, and I'm having no problem riding on a hill right now. It's cruising very nicely. So if I lost my battery, I could still ride it, you know, home if I needed to. Whereas stock, it had a 52 tooth. On hills, I couldn't climb big steep hills. Doesn't have enough gearing. So now it's getting steep again. Let's shift down. And now I'm cruising along and got one more low gear. Get me there. So that works good. See it because it's in the sun, but Promovec is on, but it's on level 0, so I'm pedaling with no e-assist. Now on a Promovec 0, the throttle will still work. Up to over 20 miles an hour, right at 20 miles an hour is the legal limit. The Sun Racer shifter is attached to the top of the TerraTrike upright handlebar. It barely fits here, and you can see how nicely the cable clears the shifter, or the upright. To pull it into overdrive, I just pull back on the Sun Racer. Now I'm in overdrive, 60%. It's too much for me on this hill because I'm climbing a hill, but I'm gonna go ahead and go back down to direct right here. Boom, easy, just like butter. You always hear me say that about the Patterson, shifts like butter. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so the Patterson's working fantastic as always. I love these things. They shift so nice. My legs are getting tired. I've been pulling the hill for quite a while. Now it's time to try my e-assist out. I can already tell you with the 28 tooth and low gear, as soon as I turn this bad boy Promovec on, it's going to take off. One thing I do not like about the Promovec, and I can't figure out how to adjust the levels. The Promovec in level 1 is 9 miles an hour. That's way too fast. I don't know why they're doing that. The Promovec tops out at 20, so you're going almost half the speed in level 1. None of my other trikes are that way. My Sunseeker Fat Tad's 4 miles an hour in level 1, and the EBO on the Cat Trike is helping you on level 1, but very little. But that's what I want. I don't want the trike to just take off. And from what the AI says on Google, you can adjust the top speed on the Promovec, going in and reprogram it. But what it says is you cannot do the incremental steps on the levels. They don't let you adjust those. I'm going to find out if that's true or not and let you know. But today we're going to leave it stock and see how it performs. So let's go ahead and turn the computer's already on. I'm going to level up to level 1. It's going to take off. I need gear because it's going to achieve. It's taken off pretty quick, so I need to put it in overdrive. So I need to adjust the speed down on the trike. It's intermittent, shifting in and out. So one of the ways you can ride this trike is in level 0 using throttle, and that's the way I ride it a lot. The only time I rode in level 1 and on the TerraTrike is when I'm filming, because then I'm concentrating on filming instead of riding. But I think I'm going to continue to ride it. So right now I'm in level 1 in overdrive, going up a pretty steep hill. So I'm going to shift down to direct right there and let me climb. Wow, it's nice having gears on this TerraTrike. So much. The trike's so heavy with such a big chain ring. It needs a double on it, or it needs a Patterson on it. Now I'm using motor with my throttle to help me up this hill. You can hear it. And the idler's working fine. Now what I will tell you, it is jerky and on level instead of 0. It's the signal's intermittent. I don't know if I damage the sensor putting it on, or if it's because of the diameter. I don't think so. Shift into overdrive, and it's instantaneous. Shift down a little bit, get a little easier gear here. Now I'm in overdrive on, we'll call that, I'm in 7. No, I don't know where I'm at in the gear. I got to figure out the gears. But so I'm in overdrive, and I'm in the 2nd or 3rd gear. So I'm probably like sitting, if I had a 9-speed stock, I'm probably at speed 9, I'm guessing. So I gained some extra gears, right? But I'm actually enjoying it. I had a series of shows talking about how people are riding e-assist with 1 gear. They're not using their gears to ride, and they're wearing out 1 gear. They use their throttle or their levels, and they just go out and ride like a scooter. They're not even really pedaling. Their bike's doing all the work, the e-bike. So I want to encourage you guys to use your gears. That's why I put a 2-speed on this TerraTrike, because it did not have enough gear for me to climb. And I like this trike, but I didn't want cadence sensing. I wanted to use my gears and only need a little bit of e-assist when I need it to get me up that hill, or to if I get tired. So I'm starting to get a little tired now. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm in level 0. I'm gonna go ahead and hit throttle right here. The throttle's right here, twisting it. You hear it kick in? Just a little bit of throttle takes the edge off. I'm still pedaling, I'm still exerting force. It's working good. Now I'm resting. Now I'm going to let it go off, and I'm going to go on my own. The throttle's off. There's no e-assist. Took a little rest, a little bit of help there. Got plenty of gears. I can shift down here. It's a little easier. I'm still climbing. I'm still in overdrive. I'm at the low end of the overdrive because I'm way down close to 1. I've got 1. I'm in 2nd gear, and I got 1 more to go down. Now that's the easiest in overdrive, and I'm doing pretty good. If it gets any harder, I come over here and I just push this up. Now look at it. Now it's really easy. It's almost too easy. So now I got to grab more gear here. That's pretty darn cool. I'm really happy so far, folks. The idler's working. It's not perfect. I'm gonna hack into the computer on this thing. It's not a hack. You hit the plus and minus at the same time you hold it. You can go in and set the parameters on the Promovec. Supposedly, they don't preach that in the instructions. I might call Jared out at Whiz Wheels and talk to him. He's the tech out there at Whiz Wheels, who makes TerraTrike. They're not real open about the Promovec system. They don't. It's not like off-the-shelf stuff. You can buy this system really reasonable for $1,400, but you have to have a dealer install it on any 20-inch TerraTrike. If you don't want to spend $4 grand to get a Bosch put on the front of your trike, I really strongly suggest you check into the Promovec to go on a TerraTrike, because now they're doing them on most 20-inch bikes, I think, almost all of them, and it's called the Boost Kit. And you might look at that, because I've had this trike for 2 years and this motor's been great. I just needed more gears. I would also tell you is, if it was me and I had a non-e-assist TerraTrike, I know exactly where I'd be going. I'd be calling EBO, my buddy out of Denver. Call up Jason, tell him you want a 500 watt or a 350 watt rear hub, depending on where you live. You want a 500 watt if you're in the Rocky Mountains pulling a lot of hills, because it's wound a lot heavier and it can take the load. His 350 watt is a lot lighter. It's only like 3 pounds added onto the back of your trike, the motor itself, the hub motor. But it's not wound real heavy, so it does, on heavy pulls, it will thermically shut down. Now, it's not broke, it's just protecting itself. That would be great if you were in Florida, Texas, somewhere with a little bitty flat lands and small hills. I'd probably go with a 350 watt because the weight's low and it's pretty, it sips a lot of power. It doesn't need a lot of power. The 500 watt is going to eat more power, but the copper windings are a lot more. That's why the motor's a little bit heavier, but it won't overheat. The EBO system is an open source system. He will support most Juliet plug-in styles. His sensors will integrate in. If you've got, you know, his controllers and all that are superior. I'm using that on my cat trike. I think if I had a non-e-assist TerraTrike right now, I would opt out for the EBO. It's a little bit more money, but you're not stuck going to TerraTrike to get it worked on. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I am not that kind of cowboy. I like to work on my own stuff, as you can tell if you watch my show. I don't like proprietary at all. It didn't work out well for John Deere, where you force somebody to go into a dealership when you got a tractor down in Mexico or one in India and there's no mechanics around. Forced to go where? Or if you're like me from Peralta, New Mexico, and you're in a farming community, the John Deere dealer's not that far away, but we can work on our own stuff. I'm a senior, I'm a graduated diesel mechanic, a gas turbine mechanic. Before I ever went into the Air Force, I graduated out of Technical Vocational Institute as a diesel mechanic. I can work on my own stuff. I don't need nobody to tell me how to work on that stuff. I just need a manual and a diagram and a schematic and a theory of operation, and I can fix just about anything. I don't like proprietary where you're forced to go to a dealer. That's bullshit. Don't do that, companies. You're getting greedy when you're doing that, and you'll turn guys like me off. So EBO is not that guy. He's going to open source you and help you. So the TerraTrike's a good buy with the Promovec. It's a good motor. Ain't gonna run it down. It's just proprietary. They're locked down. They don't, I called them directly to get support on the pass sensor. They didn't even respond to me. They're Danish. They don't even like America because we're trying to get Iceland or Greenland or whatever the hell's going on over there. And they're all pissed off at us or something, but they won't even respond to you. And they got their noses up in the air. I'll just move on. I like dealing with Jason. He's an American born, American bred. He's building this stuff. Yeah, he's probably sourcing stuff out of China too, like everybody else. But that guy is a dang good engineer and builds some quality stuff. And if you don't believe me, go watch the show where I interviewed him and he showed me his innovations, and like on the cat trike especially. on how they took care of the pass sensor, because the pass sensor on a TerraTrike has exactly the same problem as the Patterson has on the front of my TerraTrike. The Gossamer triple on the front of a TerraTrike will not accept. It's a two-piece unique design. The Gossamer 3 will not take a pass sensor up on the square taper because it's designed different. So the TerraTrike has a pulley similar to what me and Alan dreamed up down here. And Jason and TerraCycle, Jason dreamed it up at EBO, and TerraCycle builds his 12 magnet idler pulley pass sensor for the TerraTrike. So me and Alan didn't have to dream too far. We copied their idea and I just built it. But Alan's the one that dreamed it up because we'd seen it before, right? And it's working perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but dang near. My problem, I don't know, I'm thinking, is that the jerkiness is coming from the idler pulley so small compared to the circumference of the crankset with the 52 tooth ring on the front, and my motion is more constant than on that little pulley. That little pulley is jerking because it's so micro that it's moving fast compared to the big crank, right, on the front. This gear is turning pretty good, but that one's turning faster. It has to, right? I'm thinking I'm going to talk to Sam Patterson and weed this out because he's really good. He may say, I don't know, Smitty, you're crazy, but I doubt it. He'll probably have some ideas. But I'm actually thinking 12 magnets is too many for this. If it had maybe 6, maybe it would smooth out. Because it's really fast on the calculations that it's giving the motor. Where if it wasn't firing so much, it might smooth out. But I have no way to switch that up because I don't have a diagram or schematic to see how the 5-pin pass sensor is wired into the Promovec. They won't share that with me. Most pass sensors are all 3-wire. That's the industry. You can buy a pass sensor for $12 on Amazon. Good ones. $15 for a really nice one. Promovec uses their proprietary special plug 5-wire. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what, I can't see it on the schematic. It doesn't show. I can see the colors, but it doesn't tell me what it's doing. I know one's ground, one's signal, and one's given the voltage. 6 volts, 5 volts, 6 volts, whatever it is. DC. So why is it jerking? If anybody out there in TV land has an idea, YouTube land, why is it jerking where it wasn't before? And I'm thinking the square taper is the same size as what I put on. Why? Is it because I'm spinning faster? Or am I? But in level 0 with throttle, it's not jerking. Because all it's looking for is a forward signal. It's giving me whatever power I'm asking for, instead of the predetermined 9 miles an hour. I wish I could turn that down. I wish Promovec would work with me and tell me why I can't adjust my speeds. I'd like 4 miles an hour in level 1, and then maybe 9 in level 2, or maybe 6. I never go out of level 1, ever. I think one time I went out of level 1, went into level 2, and I was in a hurry to get to pick my son up from school because I went for a ride while he was in basketball practice, and I was running late. And I had to haul butt back to the mystery van to pick up my son, so he wasn't waiting. And I think in 2 years, that's the only time I came out at level 1. So I'm a level 1 rider. And if I leave this alone and can't fix the surging problem in pass sensing for the levels, I'll be a throttle rider, and I'm fine with that because right now I'm riding with no E-assist. And I've been climbing since the whole time we've been talking. I've been very little e-assist. And it's a superior bike now than it was, even if the e-assist isn't working to design. It is so much better. TerraTrike and Patterson need to get together and sell a system for the Charge that, hey guy, sell the system for the Charge that is a 2-speed planetary with the Promovec. Or if they don't want to do that, they can go to EBO and put a EBO 350 watt on the back, or have EBO design a 250 watt. EBO could do it. All you'd have to do is wind it heavy and rate it to 250 watts. And he could sell legally in Europe. I think that's what TerraTrike's doing. I think Patterson and TerraTrike, or somebody, one of these trike companies, they need to team up and put these Pattersons on these single speed front rings and go rear hub. Quit trying to sell these expensive Bosches. My gosh, who in the hell has $3,600, 40 grand? They're getting crazy on that pricing. The bike's, you know, $1,500, and the damn electric assist is 4 grand. By the time you're out the door, they get fancier and fancier. People are making them into electric scooters. They're not even using their gears. They're just riding in one gear. Why even have gears? Put a single speed on the rear and call it good, if that's what you're gonna do. That ain't ever going to be me. I'm going to take these old single chainring bikes and put Patterson as long as he's got them available. If you want to spend money, you can put a pinion on, or I don't even know if Schlump is around anymore. I heard they were bought out by somebody. All these planetary drive businesses either go out of business, or they go out of production, or they get sold out. I think these companies are buying them up and not developing them. My favorite coffee shop, Sky Coffee. Not my favorite coffee shop. On the rail yard, right here. They have the best chai latte, hot. There's the UFO, crash landed. You thought it was in Roswell, it was in Santa Fe. Train's leaving for Lamy, New Mexico. Ain't it cool? Same guy that did Meow Wolf did this. Game of Thrones. That's damn good. It's worth the ride. It's about 10 miles we just did. Maybe a little less. It's really lively down here in Santa Fe Plaza, the rail yard. I really like these custom little coffee houses that do custom roasts. They're not real expensive, not like a Starbucks. Damn good coffee, but I like to ride over here and have a coffee and ride back and put my trike away and go do my chores or whatever. Take a nice little hour, an hour and a half ride, get my exercise in, see all the neat people. Gotta shift down. There you go. God, it's so nice having gears now. I'm not using any assist, I'm climbing a big hill. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's all this TerraTrike needed was some gears. Now it's getting real steep, I'm gonna use throttle. Just a little bit. Oh yeah. So I'll keep riding this thing, folks, and I'll keep tweaking it, keep learning. Right now I'm happy. I checked the pulley just now. It's running true. It's not coming apart on me, but I'll watch it. The only problem I'm having is the pass sensor's jerking in level assist. In throttle only, it works perfect. And I gotta figure that out. So any input from you guys out there that want to drop me a note, please give me some suggestions. I'll keep thinking about it. Anyway, tell your friends about me, like and subscribe. Trust me, it helps. Adios.